All this work is flawless.
What up, man? It's Lil Scotty Smack Shea Scott McDonald reporting to you live and direct. I'm back at it again with another video. I do a lot of reaction videos in German rap. It's what really got my first niche to. I'm starting to build a following and getting introduced, excuse me, to a bunch of people all across the world, man. And I fucking love it. I love connecting with people, sharing my story. Got an amazing story. I'm on my way up. Royce is somebody that I've looked up to for a long time. As you can see, I got this is like the allegory, the ends logo here. Look right beside him, Bishop, 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐓𝐀's brand. Shout out to them. Yeah, man, I'm just a true hip-hop head when it comes down to it. Eminem, like I'm a little shady baby. I was born in 1990, and yeah, so I haven't heard this yet, and I figured I would just watch it or whatever, do a reaction video of it, and because this is the shit that is like, this is my prime years of hip hop when I was like coming up. Like what I was really into was like, you know what I mean, the Eminems and the Royces and the Slaughterhouses and G Units. Like as a younger, like 10 years ago or whatever, when I first came into it. Like M, and then he branched me off like 50, and it went from there to G Unit. You know what I mean? Like I was one of those kids. I never really. I had to go back after when I was old enough to know about like pre that era of hip hop. Like, and I still go back, bro. So it's always important to go back and study the greats, right? Like one time I got to meet Chuck D, bro, and that was amazing, bro. Like Public Enemy, bro. PE, bitch. Okay, let's go. And I love you guys. Been Public Enemy since you thought PE was Jim, bitch.
All the video channels,
but they don't count for his ability.
But what does that have to do with the fact that he was rapping his ass off?
He wasn't rapping his ass off. His ass was still attached. He wasn't rapping his ass off.
Disagree. Hard disagree.
I get it, and I know people are gonna probably go with your word.
And he said Larry Bird can't hoop.
I didn't say that. I did not say that.
Nobody's saying that.
I didn't say that.
What this nigga Mouse had bad to say about Larry Bird?
So what do they do? I don't understand why the mic.
I didn't say nothing.
He had a lot to say bad about Larry Bird. The nigga said he'd take Tim Hardaway over Larry Bird. He said it out of his mouth.
Yeah, I know. I did say
basketball wasn't created in these hoods by black and Latino, people in the struggle.
Shout out to Van, bro. Like coming out of TMZ and doing what he did, and now where he's at. I don't really know his full story, but I know he's really he's a very good part. Like he deserves his flowers for what he does for the culture, man. So salute to you, man.
I always bet on black. So yeah, if it's Larry Bird or a black guy, I'm taking the black guy.
Well, it depends on the black guy, right? You wouldn't take Larry.
No, it doesn't.
So you're gonna take Larry? You gonna take me over Larry Bird?
You take Smush Parker over Larry Bird.
I'm taking any black man over Larry Bird.
I got that. Sorry, I got this wrong. I thought that was Bishop 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐃, but it's not. And it's so funny because like the logo, it's like the 4, but it's the ends. He has this brand called the Ends. So forgive me, man. I don't know who that actually is. Because I was just looking at the fucking thing and I was like, oh, fuck. But anyways, good plug from him and Royce are like good friends. And Royce supports the brand also. And shout out. Is that King Crooked? If that's King Crooked on the bottom, is it? He's also the homie, bro. Shout out to Just Blaze, man. Crazy.
How?
What about with Deontay
Bird?
Okay.
How?
What about with Deontay Wilder? Would you take Deontay Wilder in the fight against Tyson Fury?
Against who?
Tyson Fury.
Hey, listen, man. All you need is one punch.
It's true.
This is amazing.
Correct.
What's up, Afion?
I refuse to even.
What up, famo?
In addition to Eminem, like Eminem ain't dope, so I'm not gonna give Mouse this opportunity to disrespect Eminem based off race, man. Eminem
it's
is
not
nice,
based on
we
race.
all know
It's
that.
based.
It is.
Yo,
You just said it's based on race.
Yo, listen. If that nigga did not have all that he had behind him, and all you could judge him on is just rapping ability, we wouldn't be talking about this nigga, son. Like, and it's gonna sound weird because Royce is on the stage, but I said this shit yesterday when Royce wasn't here. He's never been better than Royce. You can go back to 2 projects where the nigga smokes, where Royce smokes him every record, but we don't talk about Royce the same way. Royce isn't heralded the same way that mediocre white boy is heralded, and that's just crazy to me.
He's not mediocre. He just that's just a lot, man.
The cap on this.
I think it take more than just rapping ability though.
Exactly.
Yeah, it take white.
This nigga, Royce. No, it takes. You gotta make songs.
Certain levels of this music shit. Like all of those things that y'all are talking about, though, they are like the machine and all of that. Having the machine behind you, you need that in order to reach a certain level.
Nobody would have been able to do what M did, man. You know what I'm saying? Period.
And nobody did it still. All these other guys.
I mean, honestly, Royce makes a point. Like, but like it's the machine also, bro. It's all on back then for sure, I think. And I mean, putting in the work, bro. Bro, M is the greatest, and I know like his pen now is just I think his pen now is better than ever. Honestly, like I literally think he gets better as he grows older. Like, I mean, Encore was little, but I actually liked Encore, man, because I don't know, I was in a weird spot at that time in my life too. So I always go back, man.
White boys come on rapping, ain't none of them you got close to that nigga. They can't strip that nigga motherfucking heel of his shit, dog.
M was a real fan of the culture, man. He came up in hip hop, feeling that stuff.
Oh, brother. Fucking brother.
Dave, yourself don't seem like you fucking with that.
Which part?
Well, first of all, before we like Eminem, I know you say Eminem got a machine, but Eminem is definitely a
What the fuck don't got? But which rapper we talking about don't have a machine?
They all got a machine. What I'm saying is, if you listen to rap and you love hip hop, you gotta come real with the machine. Is a super talented rapper.
The machine was developed and fine-tuned to take the control of hip-hop from the community and from the people. Okay, there was always,
that's definitely not crooked, bro.
payola and shit like that in the music industry, but they couldn't control hip-hop. Hip-hop was controlled by the streets from the 70s, 80s, and throughout the 90s. This shit had to be stamped by the streets in order to become mainstream successful. If you didn't get stamped by the streets, yeah, maybe you come in and out like Vanilla Ice or something like that. You're in and out of there.
Bro, you can't even compare him to fucking Vanilla Ice. Like, that's just such a stupid
machine, and the way they showed up radio, the way they did different things, and the way they used Eminem.
Can't compare them, bro.
Take that white audience and start to divert them away from the audience that had been supporting black artists and black hip hop is what I'm talking about when I talk about the machine and all the different factors that came into play surrounding him. And yes, he's talented, but at the same time, I can agree with what Mouse is saying. Yeah, he's talented. He's a great rapper and lyricist, but there's many, many great rappers and lyricists. And to say that the fact that he was white wasn't a huge part of what made him successful.
I don't think anybody's ever said that.
Nobody said that.
Nobody has said that neither.
Okay. Well, so you think? Let me ask you this, Dave. Let me ask you this. Do you think, Dave? Do you think that hip hop evolving into a worldwide thing? Do you think that's a bad thing for culture?
No, but it already was a worldwide thing. It was a worldwide when Run DMC took it worldwide in '86, and they were black, and white people was buying their music, and the streets was still stamping their shit from when it first came out, and it continued on after that. Every major artist, NWA, Pac, all the majority of their fan bases were white.
So let me ask you this: How come you can own a magazine in the culture, but he can't make albums in the culture? What's the difference?
First of all, I never said he can't make albums in the culture.
Well, what are y'all talking about?
Because no one ever said Dave Mays puts out the Source magazine, which is something,
which is the Bible of hip hop,
which is the hip hop Bible.
I agree.
But nobody ever heralded,
created.
no one ever heralded Dave Mays as the greatest person to ever speak about black.
Dave Mays wasn't the person
Of
on the
course
cover of
it
the
was.
source every
We
month.
didn't even know that was a thing.
Exactly
Why
my
would they?
point. When you see this white boy come along, we done seen years and years and generation of pioneers in black faces. But the minute this motherfucker showed with this bleach blonde hair and rapping about putting nails in his eyelids,
Mouse, who created Time Magazine?
I don't know.
Who created Newsweek? Who created Newsweek? Who created Who created National Geographic?
Some white man, I guess.
You don't know. That's my point. Why would anybody know who Dave Mays was? It's a magazine.
Great point. And that's what I feel like this is leading up to, because I see like what Royce just said. What did he say? Then what are y'all talking about? Like whatever the quick answer there he said was. And now we know that, I do know that he is going to say something about Benzino. I don't know if it's gonna be now or, because I guess this is part one, but about Benzino getting 4.5 mics, and it's like, what are we trying to, like, it's just like the little pulls from each angle to try and like, oh I win, like it's just arguing. This is just arguing for, I don't really think this is, I don't know, man, I'm not gonna say it.
No, my point was to what Royce said.
Why would Dave Mays be heralded? And if that's not a shot at you, Dave, I'm asking a real question.
No, but
you're drawing an analogy.
No, I'm agreeing with you on that instant, Blaze. I was answering what Royce said. Royce asked, he made the comparison between Dave releasing a magazine or creating a magazine and this man putting out some albums and then being heralded as one of the top.
Right, but then you said Dave Mays makes the Source magazine and he's not heralded as X, Y, and Z. My question is, what magazine creator is? None of them.
Well,
so that point.
Young winner. So Mouse, you don't feel like Marshall is a contributor to the culture?
Yeah, I didn't say he could be considered a contributor, but to put him on this pinnacle of upper echelon rappers, he's not that. He's just not that.
Yeah, that's like your opinion that I feel like you should be entitled to. That's like super subjective. I don't think nobody should be able to argue with you that right there.
I don't mind it. It's how I make my living, so I don't mind it.
Part of it is
wow, Royce is like so smart. I'm gonna play that back.
Be entitled to. That's like yeah, that's
my rappers. He's not that. He's just not that.
Yeah, that's like your opinion that I feel like you should be entitled to. That's like super subjective. I don't think nobody should be able to argue with you that.
That's your opinion. You should be entitled to. That's super subjective. That's subjective. That. What did he say? Man, this is gold.
It's just not that.
Yeah, that's like your opinion that I feel like you should be entitled to. That's like super subjective. I don't think nobody should be able to argue with you that right there.
I don't mind it. It's how I make my living, so I don't mind it.
Part of it is looking at the impact of what his impact was on how hip hop changed afterwards. So it's not personalized so much against him. You know, it's what the impact of how it was used to divert the audiences and change the course and the direction of hip hop and the control of hip hop. Okay, so that's something we're not really talking about. You know, he helped create this safe space for white people in hip hop that still exists to this day. You know, all throughout the media, all throughout. You know, to me, what made me different, in my opinion, and you know, and made the Source different as the person who created the Source, is my understanding as a white person in hip hop. It wasn't that I couldn't be white and be in hip hop, but I had to understand that hip hop comes from the streets. I had to understand what comes with that, and I had to, you know, keep that my, you know, kind of first and foremost at all times, even as I'm building a multi-million-dollar corporation, and understanding that those two things, as hard as it might be, you have to try to keep, you know, balance those two things. So are you implying that Marshall didn't do that with his career?
I'm
saying
implying that.
he didn't do that until after he was exposed. There's no record
Exposed as what? What do you mean?
What? Well, once the racist songs and stuff came out, that's when
Y'all went out. Y'all went and found those songs.
No,
They still existed.
Y'all went and got
those songs. His people,
they existed.
Just to make sure everything's clear. His people, the people that he started rapping with, the white people that he grew up with before he was hanging around black people, who he made the racist rap album with, they came from Detroit with the tape, okay, up to my office and played the shit for me with a whole bunch of shit, including the pieces that got released. So we didn't go looking for those. His people brought those songs up to us.
Right. Okay. So you talking about some tapes he made? They made when he was 16 years old. You acting like he made those songs and released them within the culture. Like
it don't matter. The songs exist.
Listen.
Wait. So can I just ask one question?
Real quick, how many?
Wow. I don't even know what to say, bro. Because, bro, but I know that for one thing, that shit you say today and shit you said back then, like the shit you said back then didn't hold as much. There wasn't as much sensitivity. And I guess maybe that's one reason why we're kind of in the mess that we're in, where there's so many broken people that have been like taught to keep everything behind closed doors. You know what I mean? Like for me, I know I was just growing up, and I remember at points like just it wasn't okay. It wasn't okay for me. Like I wasn't allowed to. If I was upset, I couldn't cry. If I started crying, it was the worst, and it would just create more, and like I quit acting like a baby, and it's like, man, I'm feeling right now. I don't know, for some reason I'm crying. I'm actually just crying, like, and it's not like I feel bad for what I did, because I used to make a lot of mistakes as a young kid. I still make mistakes, but that's just life. But it's definitely, I feel both sides. Like I see objectiveness through both languages, like both visions.
So you acting like he made those songs and released them within the culture. Like
it don't matter. The songs exist.
Listen.
Wait, so can I just ask one question?
Real quick, how many other times did the Source run a hit piece on a rapper besides them? There was clearly
because all the white boys said nigga. All the white boys got nigga videos. Why y'all ain't exposing those? All the white boys got nigga videos. Go look on YouTube.
Let's expose
Dave, you probably got one.
Justin Bieber had one.
Wait, Dave, I'm just trying to understand one thing.
Fuck out of here with that.
Can I ask one question? Dave, are you saying that he started to align himself with black artists once y'all put that movie up?
No, not align with black artists, but talk publicly in a more pro-black kind of and pro-hip-hop position than he ever had before. He was aligned with black artists. That was part of the marketing strategy for him. We're going to make him from Detroit, the Black City. We're going to align him with Dr. Dre.
Because that's where he's from. That's where he's from.
I can actually I knew him before there was ever a Dre meeting. I used to see him around New York, stalking the offices. Like that was I don't see the correlation there. I was watching him do that before anybody knew who he was.
Right, he was trying to get on as a rapper. Nobody said he
was a white DJ who I worked with that played his first record. He Stretch Your Bobito. So we was the first ones to play his record, and Stretch is white, and we played on the radio. First record ever.
I got a correlation. With all of this, with all these accolades he get from the black community, all this upper echelon shit he do in that black space, what has Eminem done except release that Black Lives Matter bullshit ass album, Rivals? What else? What has he done to benefit the same black culture that he benefits from?
He gave you 50 Cent.
I didn't think so. So like I said, I didn't think so. He didn't do nothing. Thanks.
What you mean? What do you mean he ain't do nothing?
He didn't do anything. What did he do?
Well,
What
Nigga, I just told you. What do you mean? What so what I just said don't hold no merit? 50 Cent G Unit? That's not good?
No, that's not.
So you saying you don't like their music, or what are you saying?
What did you do to benefit the black culture that you eat from? Did you give back? Why are there kids in Detroit where you live? Are the black kids in Detroit where you live? Are they better off because of anything you did?
And
no.
Are you saying do he give to charities? Is that what you're asking?
That's what I'm saying.
He give to charities every single year. For sure. I know that person.
You know that. I don't see it.
You don't have to see it. You ain't from Detroit.
Here we go. This is the argument of all fucking time, bro. If you don't show it, people are like, what the fuck? Where is it? But if you show it, people are like, stop fucking flashing it and being all fucking whatever. That is the fucking thing, man. Like, if you don't do it, you're fucked. If you do it, you're fucked. 2 fucking ways, you're being a fucking idiot. Sorry to be so fucking negative, but it's the truth, man. I guarantee M gives back to the culture, bro. He has given to the culture, and I guarantee, like, man, I'm sorry, but I have studied and listened, and I have learned, like, teachings from Royce and M, bro. Like, whether you want to believe it or not, I truly believe I'm classified as a rap student, right? These are my professors. These are my guidance. These are my teachers. You know what I mean? So they instill, through their music, they instill morals and values and principles in me through their music. And I know one thing is that the black culture, the black people are, if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be me. So the first thing, like, you are very important, and you give back. Always give back. Always. No matter what. I want to get it to give it away. Honestly, that's essentially, I told you guys, you guys may not all be on my channel all the time, but 506 hip hop spot, man. I want to build a community center in my city for the kids of the community to have a nice, safe place to come and create a drug and alcohol free place, man. I got 3 years without alcohol, and I drank for 10 years, bro. I had seizures. I've almost died because of it. Like, I had a seizure driving my car and stuff. After I quit drinking for a year because of just the damage that was done to me. I had a seizure and got out of the hospital, fought with out of the hospital, almost died, and then drank for 3 more months. And then I finally decided to get sober on November 23rd, 2017. So I just want to say I love you guys, man. And this is this argument, man, I don't even really know what else to say, but positivity is key, and just bless yourself, bro, no matter what.
What you got to see it for?
That don't mean it didn't
There's
happen.
many black people for Detroit.
Just like Dave Mays and them be talking about he ain't from Detroit. He's very much from Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all paint anecdotal pictures about somebody that y'all don't even know.
Why are we talking about anybody else other than
when did you first meet
him?
him? When did you first meet him? Because he's from Missouri and he didn't live.
He was born. I don't need you to tell me that, bro. Yeah, he was born in Missouri and then he moved here. You know what I'm saying? But he grew up on the east side. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's from Detroit. People saying he come from a trailer park. He don't come from a trailer park. He's from Detroit. He lived in a trailer park. But he's from Detroit. But he's from Detroit.
What's up with Basement Productions and his group with the 4 white boys? You know about that?
I ain't never met them dudes, but Basement Productions, that's a production company. That's a production company he was signed to. Yeah, I never met those white dudes that he was in the group.
Him and 3 other white boys that had a group called Basement Productions. It's before he started fucking with black people.
No, Basement Productions is the same production company that he was signed to when he signed with Dre.
That was the 2 brothers.
Yeah, Marky and Jeff. And Jeff. The Bass Brothers. That's who that is.
I don't know.
I do know.
What do you mean you don't know? I'm telling you. You saying you don't know, but I'm telling you. So no, you don't have all the facts. If you think what I'm telling you is false, why would I lie to you, brother? I don't have no reason to lie.
What did you say that I said was false?
Oh, I thought I heard you say that you got the facts. Like something I'm saying is false.
No, I didn't say nothing. I don't know what you said it was false, but I do have a lot of facts because, I did my research and I know a lot of shit about what happened.
But one thing you just spit as a fact was very wrong.
Which is what?
In regards to the Bass Brothers and Basement Productions.
What? No, Basement Productions was four white boys that made rap tapes together. Okay,
when Eminem was like, whatever, about 18 years old, 19 years
16,
old.
dog. 16.
He wasn't
16.
16.
Don't
There
twist
was
it.
no, you know the
Don't
black
twist it.
girlfriend? There was no black girlfriend. That was a lie that was made up to make it seem to justify that song where he called black women bitches. There was no black girlfriend. You're gonna sit here and tell me there was a black girlfriend?
How do you know that to be true?
How do you know it to be
you
true?
saying, am I gonna sit here and tell you something? You talking to somebody that's friends with him. You don't know him.
Do you know that to be true? I'm asking you.
I don't know. I don't know nothing about way back then. I know I've been on tour with him. I know I've been on tour with him. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, so are you asking me if he fucked black girls?
I'm asking you.
Is that what you asking me?
Girlfriend when he was 16 that broke up with him, and that's why
I didn't know him when he was 16, brother. I don't know. I don't know.
Not why,
so
but that was the reason that was given in the prepared statement that was put out.
Who cares? Who cares? Why do you care about
the reason anybody cares is because
what kind of girlfriend did Post Malone have when he was 16? Why you don't care about that?
Post Malone. I don't give a fuck about Post Malone. What that got to do with Post Malone is what I'm talking about. The reason Post Malone exists and it has the level of success that he has is because not just of Eminem, but the impact of Eminem. How Eminem was used by the machine and these companies, these corporations to change the market of hip hop and allow them to control.
Wow. So you think Post Malone's presence in the culture is a bad thing? You think that's a bad thing for the culture?
I do. I really don't. Hold on. I've listened to a lot of shit.
Subscribe to the channel if you want. Love you guys.
Yo, one mic, guys. One mic. One mic.
Rock type.
One mic, just blaze, yo.
Dude, to me.
No, he's not a Kid Rock type of dude, bro. He's not. He's not.
They did it with the Beastie Boys way before that.
It didn't work. And the Beastie Boys was a little.
What you mean it didn't work?
They did what with the Beastie Boys? They did what with the Beastie Boys?
I'm saying if you're talking about white people rapping in hip hop, that was already successful. So it's not Eminem. Eminem is not the precursor
from the Beastie Boys to 14 years later with Eminem. There was nothing. You had Third Phase,
you had Vanilla Ice.
And what happened?
What else?
Every white boy.
Eminem
Listen,
is when all the white rappers.
Listen. Every white boy
now have come into the business.
Every white boy came into here. Dragged their nuts through the culture and kept it moving to rock, except Marshall. He's the only one. Everybody else, including Rick Rubin.
Well, he could have went. He could have went and did the rock. Let him go.
Yeah, but he didn't because he's hip hop.
He shouldn't. He just should.
He was raised by hip hop, but that's your opinion. But I'm just telling you that's something to look at. Like what Dave Mays is talking about. I think the countercultural kind of like thing that Dave Mays is talking about. Y'all are throwing him in that category just because he's white, and you doing it not knowing who you talking about. You just assuming.
I'm doing it.
You comparing them to Kid Rock. That's crazy.
For it all. He was the catalyst. Whether it was intentional by his part or not, that's how he was used.
So the Beastie Boys weren't a catalyst?
No.
What about their names?
How would you qualify them as not being a catalyst?
I mean,
acting like
Beastie Boys because the Beastie Boys didn't.
The Beastie Boys wasn't even rappers. Them niggas was doing all that bullshit music. It came and did one rap album. Like you will not, and you won't say names and that shit.
Really, I mean, they were doing.
Wait, bro, where the fuck, bro? Oh, this guy.
So the Beastie Boys were not. Wow.
They wasn't even rappers at first. They actually came and became rappers.
Are you familiar with what was happening in downtown Manhattan, like 82, 83, when the scenes were colliding? So you're bringing up the fact that they weren't originally rappers. Yes, they had a group called, was it Cookie Puss or was it the Cookie Puss era?
That's not what I'm saying. Just
no,
listen what I'm saying.
But do you know the era that you're speaking on?
No. But just
well, then you might not want to speak on it because right now you're in the territory that you're.
Yeah, nah. There's a lesson for everybody. Don't fucking speak on some shit you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
No, it's not
clear on. You are clearly not clear on this era. You are clearly not clear on this era, bro.
Just listen. Just listen. The same thing they talking about with M, it's enough people that you could convict for that. Not the one motherfucker that's the rapper. Not the one motherfucker that stayed in hip hop. It's a lot of motherfuckers that came from other genres, that came into hip hop. It's other motherfuckers who was hip hop that went into other genres.
Agreed.
The one white boy that's been this shit the whole time, to me, like, that's crazy. And no, it's not M's fault that the white boy influx happened. It's not his fault. It was white boys in between and white boys after. There's still not one as successful as that one.
That nigga was side by side. He was side by side with us at the open mics, at all the battles. You know what I'm saying? Like the same way we came up, he came up. The only difference is he's just a white boy. That's the difference.
Now,
I don't think us as the culture. I don't think all of us put him up to some high platform like the greatest. Like me personally, that's Hov for me. Hov is at the tippy top of lyricism to me.
What about the song where he used the N-word with the ER in it? What about that one? Did you listen to that one? And what was your thought about that?
Who was that asking me that question?
Dave.
What song are you talking about, Dave?
One of those songs from that tape where he said, "I don't like the chicks with the big."
Dave, let me tell you something, Dave. Back then, when y'all was doing that shit, when y'all had that little baby beef that y'all had. Listen. When y'all was doing, listen. Let me talk, man. Like when y'all had y'all little baby beef going on. I was in Detroit. Me and M wasn't speaking to each other. We wasn't around each other. I don't have nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? So whatever he
baby beef or none of that. I don't know what you're talking
about. No, nigga, that's what y'all were engaged
in the culture side by side.
I just call them and they're arguing and like it's just so. This guy's just being a fucking idiot, in my opinion. Dave Mays or whatever.
Side, this, that, and the other, and he's just like all of us. I'm saying, but do all of us have a song where we use the N-I-G-G-E-R word derogative?
I don't know what's worse than saying it. You might as well just say it, bro. You spelt it.
Towards black people, where we have another song where we call black people porch monkeys.
Man, Dave, you gonna have to. You know what? The same thing that Mouse is talking about with M, I'm gonna have to see that with you. I'm gonna have to see some receipts with you to see what you really doing for the fucking community to be so you can be some sort of.
First of all, we can talk about me all day, but why?
No. We're not gonna talk about you all day. We're not gonna talk about you all day. I'm saying you don't get to be a gatekeeper. Who the fuck are you? Like, what have you done?
Who the fuck am I? I'm the man who created the source, and the source.
Yeah. And you partnered up with the man that ruined it. You partnered up with the man that ruined it. So we on to the next topic. That's it. You ain't nobody like that.
So I agree.
Okay.
I agree. I agree.
Okay.
I know it's okay.
Look, I agree with you, Royce. I agree with you. Right? We can't have two white people compete because then it started looking like a savior complex battle. Now I'm asking you as a black motherfucker in the culture. I'm asking you. I'm not Dave, so you that same thing don't work with me. So I'm asking you. You okay with that nigga? You okay with that white man doing that and it's smiling in your face?
I'm not. I don't look at it like that. I'm not okay. I'm not okay with what was said on the tape. But I'm also taking in consideration that he was the youngin. He was a youngin, and I don't think there's a white person who exists that didn't use that word at some point. Like I just look at it like that, and then I weigh that against the good qualities that's in him that I noticed, and the shit that he did for me coming up that he didn't need to do. And the time we spent with each other, I came to the conclusion that I don't feel he a racist, and I kept it moving. You know what I mean? That's really it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't understand what Dave and Benzino want the culture to do. What do y'all want us to do? Like y'all want us to throw him in the fire, throw him away? Like the dude he's a major contributor.
Benzino, that's what I want. I want y'all to do that.
All right.
Toss
Cool.
this nigga.
Nah, that ain't happening. That ain't happening.
Bro, he just saying that shit because he wants M's fucking attention. In my opinion.
Because with him, I think what happens on a larger scale, on a more grandiose scale in black culture, he's holding up a space. He's taking up space. That and like I said, Royce, I'm not just saying this because you here. I said this shit yesterday. I've said this shit on many a podcast. If this nigga not here taking up space, I think you get that credit.
I disagree, my brother.
What space is he really taking? He puts out one album a year and disappears.
Now, we talking about
what space is he taking?
He disappears, bro. He puts her out fucking for all the stands like myself. We all eat it up and fucking wait for another one next year.
Don't do that. Just don't do that. We're talking about his career as a whole. We're not talking about 2021. His career as a whole.
You're talking about you would like people to throw him away now, and I'm saying
I want us to collectively just throw him out. From day one, we should have threw him out.
You specifically said he's taking up space. My question is, what space?
he takes up space, his existence within the hip hop culture from the day he dropped and got all that.
I'm talking about right now. At the pace he's at right now, he puts out an album a year and disappears into his back cave, comes back like clockwork next year, drops another album, doesn't tour, doesn't do a lot of press, ain't on TV every 2 minutes. What space is he physically occupying?
Because the space that hip hop is going to look and everybody's going to freeze and say,
what space is he occupying in most people's mind shit?
Of course he's going to, bro, he's one of the greatest ever, man. Like, if not the greatest lyricist. Like, that's the argument here. You're fucking crazy, bro. Oh my God. Like that. Did you not listen? Do you not listen to his shit? Bro, I hope my mail gets there today. Oh, buddy.
Asking me a question, I'm answering it. So now when he dropped
is there a limited amount of space?
When he dropped
no,
the project,
there's no limited amount of space.
When he dropped the
that's all I need to
project,
know.
when he dropped the project, hip hop media takes a moment and pays attention to it. And no matter how long, they pay attention to it. That could go to a young black artist.
Miles,
but he's Eminem,
Miles,
though,
understand something. Miles,
Eminem is a white.
The idea that there's a
you can't even answer. You can't even accurately answer the question, bro. And I say that respectfully.
And Miles, what you're saying is just your opinion, brother. Like that's the reason why. It's like it's hard for us to come to a general consensus on that because that's just how you feel. That's your opinion. You know what I mean? Like you may look at his involvement with G Unit, like you got to remember, bro. All of the labels were scared to get in bed with 50 from a business perspective. Like Dre and M decided, man, fuck what everybody talking about. I know this nigga got beef, but we're about to sign him because we think that he'll be great for the culture. He'll be big. You know what I'm saying? And that nigga and 50 went on to create other millionaires and create other spaces. You know what I'm saying? And then like he signed Slaughterhouse, he signed Griselda. All of these things are just, to me, they're contributions, whether they hit on a certain level or not. These are attempts to.
I can definitely agree with Royce.
Signed Slaughterhouse, he signed Griselda.
Like I was on the Slaughterhouse. Slaughterhouse is my favorite rap group of all time. Like Joey and Royce were just like two of my favorites. And then I got put on a Crooked Eye and Joel pretty much through Slaughterhouse. Then they went to Shady. Crazy. But Griselda is something like if it wasn't for them going to Shady, I probably wouldn't have seen. I mean, I made like later on, but that gave me way more, you know, because I get stuck in a bubble when I'm in my hip hop and I stay in my zone, and sometimes I don't be checking. And anyways, long story short, but what M did by putting Griselda on Shady, that made it for me make it want to check it out more. So I think that's the point that Royce is going to try to make here, and he is valid with that because I am an example of that right there.
All of these things are just, to me, and then like he signed Slaughterhouse, he signed Griselda. All of these things are just, to me, they're contributions, whether they hit on a certain level or not. These are attempts for culture. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm talking about. I don't understand. If you take that away, then you're taking away pieces of history of culture.
Well,
I think we'd still be all right. I don't think this white man.
We wouldn't be all right.
Hey, Mouse, though, listen to this, though. You got to have logical consistency when you make certain arguments. So I feel where you're coming from, right? I get you. But it's not logically consistent if you say, if you move M or you race M, then Royce gets that accolade when Eminem was part of the propulsion of Royce the 5 name, you know, because he held him and Eminem looked at Royce and revered him as in a certain way. Because I told Royce early on, we first became friends, Like, yo, in my opinion, I always thought you smoked M on shit. But then Royce was explaining to me too, but like you had to be there to see the type of in the ways that M would calculate in his genius. They got to see it firsthand. And that's always different too. It's always different when you was on the team with Michael Jordan, aside from being in the stands. Because there's some niggas that don't think Mike is whatever, but the niggas who play with him is like, yo, you have no idea. This is completely different.
The nigga you talking to, Royce, is right here because of Cuz, dog. Like,
yeah. So that's what I just said about logical consistency.
Yeah, that's like saying, fuck my mama, nigga, and then I'm here.
Right.
I'm here, nigga. Like, this nigga helped that nigga. This nigga helped the New York niggas. He helped the Detroit niggas. He helped a lot of niggas eat. And you talking about him like he ain't helping them.
But look, but everywhere. But notice this though. But
it's bigger than that though.
But everywhere
bigger than that.
Shut the fuck up, Dave.
Hold on.
Shut the fuck up, Dave.
Hold up, bro. Dave, you can't tell us what's bigger than we telling you what's bigger than that. We telling you.
I can say what I want to say. Okay.
No, you can say what you want to say, but it don't mean it's gonna hold no merit.
Exactly.
It don't mean you dictate. It don't mean you dictate nothing.
I'm not dictating nothing. I'm gonna say my piece.
So what you talking about?
Can either fuck with me or they won't. But motherfuckers been fucking with me for 30, 40 years because of the shit that I've done and said and how I am.
And that's how we bigger than that the same way, Dave.
What I'm saying is
we fuck with, just like we fuck with you, Dave, we fuck with him the same way. Y'all the same motherfucker.
We're not the same.
No.
You got that right, bro.
Okay.
You got that right.
You got that right. We're definitely not the same.
You got that right. Y'all ain't the same.
I don't have none of that in my history. And what I've done as far as fucking with the streets and as far as fucking with authenticity and hip hop is documented. Okay,
Hey, you fuck with Benzino. You don't fuck with no authenticity. I'm gonna kick your ass to the crowd. Get the fuck.
I haven't fucked with Benzino for 5 years.
But
you fuck with cornballs.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I know it's okay.
Okay, you sound like a cornball.
Is there? All right, enough of Dave Mays. He can go back to the audience. Go ahead. Who else want to talk, man? Where's the fuck out of here, motherfucker?
Hey, yo, Royce.
Fuck you talking to, nigga? I'll put death on your doorstep, nigga. Fuck you talking. Yeah, I know it's okay. You fuck with cornballs.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I know it's okay. Zeno, you don't fuck with no authenticity. I'm gonna kick your ass to the crowd. Get the fuck.
I haven't fucked with Benzino for 5 years.
You fuck with cornballs.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I know it's okay.
Okay, you sound like a cornball.
Is there? All right, enough of Dave Mays. He can go back to the audience. Go ahead. Who else want to talk, man? Where's the fuck out of here, motherfucker?
Hey, yo, Royce.
Fuck you talking to, nigga? I'll put death on your doorstep, nigga. Fuck you talking.
I'll put death on your doorstep, bro. That's a bar.
Whoa, look at all this divisiveness.
This guy's gonna pull
Ain't no divisiveness. I ain't divided. I'm not one with Dave Mays, nigga. Let's get this shit straight, man. Y'all niggas in here acting like this motherfucker at the cookout or something. Get the fuck out of here, man.
He's talking about that
But
tape, man. Let the tape go, nigga.
Anyway, what I said when I say it's bigger is that hip hop is a multi-billion-dollar industry and
Part
culture.
2. I wonder where it is. Is this it?
Tell me about my fucking neighborhood. Wow.
That's what
thank you.
Like,
What am I? I'm not telling you nothing but the fact. You don't think the hood is as fucked up or
I gotta
worse
make
it's
this
ever
point.
been?
I gotta make this point. I'm from South Baton Rouge, Louisiana. You don't know what the fuck my people down there need. You don't know what they have, what they got.
How do you know what I know, what I don't? You don't even know me. You don't even know me or nothing about me.
But I can tell you,
I know.
no. I can tell you that fuck Eminem. I can tell you, you a white man, you're not gonna tell me what to fix the black community. You don't.
I'm telling you, I don't have to tell you. I'm making a point about hip hop as a multi-billion-dollar culture and how that culture hasn't given back to the community.
Parks.
And I'm telling you that the people that the work that I do, people don't need hip hop. They need schools. They need books.
They need money. They need money.
They need
billions of dollars that ain't going to these hoods. Billions of dollars that's going to these 3 major international corporations that's taking the majority, the lion's share of the money. Okay? That's what they need. They need billions of dollars, but it ain't going to them. It's going to a select handful of motherfuckers. who are in the system. That's where it's going.
And that's Eminem's fault. That's Eminem's fault.
He's a part of it. It's not his
Then
fault.
you would be a
How?
part of
If
it.
you're a part of it, I'm trying to get clarity on something.
Don't know each other.
Like if he a part of it,
Then you got to be a part of it. Jimmy got to be a part of it.
everybody a part of it. Then
We're two different people in two different situations. When I did this documented, what he did, it was documented. It's two different things.
Wait, so Dave, are you saying that there was at some point a grand conspiracy amongst the labels to position Eminem as a pawn to remove the attention from black people when it came to hip hop, so that everybody would follow him? Is that what you're saying?
Not him,
because you pretty much said that earlier. That's what
I said was there was a conspiracy by the record industry and other entities to change the course of hip hop so that hip hop wouldn't be dominated and controlled by black people from wouldn't be entities to change the course of hip hop so that hip hop wouldn't be dominated and controlled by black people from the inner cities, from the streets, who were systematically removed by the FBI and COINTELPRO that went on in the industry.
Hey, Dave.
I want to hear this shit is real talk for motherfuckers that's been through it and know what the fuck happened. Okay.
Okay. Let me ask you this. So then, what?
Hey, Dave. Let me ask Dave a question. Let me ask Dave a question. Yo, one mic. Let me ask Dave a question. Dave.
Yes.
Were you around when Benzino gave himself 4.5 mics?
Here we go.
Were you around when Benzino gave himself 4.5 mics?
Jesus Christ.
Were you around? Were you around and did you think he deserved 4.5 mics?
Wow.
So there's that.
So why you let him do that? Because that was like the demise of the integrity of the Source magazine.
Nah, that wasn't.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. How can you give 5 mics and then turn around and
as a subscriber, it pretty much was.
You probably wasn't even around when I started the Source. I don't. You kind of younger than me. So
who wasn't? I still have the very first issue sitting in my house, like the newsletter.
Who's that?
Just
okay. I ain't fucking with you. That's love, and that's real.
No, but what I'm saying, but I'm agreeing with the point that when that happened, that was kind of pretty much the beginning.
Yeah, that was like the demise of the integrity of the Source magazine.
I don't agree.
You got to take accountability.
I don't agree.
You got to take accountability for that, Dave.
The demise of the Source. I don't agree.
You got to take accountability.
I don't agree. The demise of the Source magazine is much more complicated.
But no, I'm talking. No, Dave. I said the demise of the
integrity.
I don't think it deserved it, but that was my man, and I went along with it at the time.
Oh, that's your man.
So y'all can do.
I'm trying to post
y'all can do little shit like that. Y'all can do little shit like that, and then turn around and be the culture police. I don't think that's right. That ain't right. Y'all ain't being held accountable for y'all shit that y'all do.
Why was the Source the hip hop Bible? Why was the microphones ratings so important? Okay.
Because of the integrity was there.
That integrity, me.
Okay,
listen,
the writers that wrote for it, along with the writers that wrote for you.
Yeah,
Dave, I give you, my brother, I give you nothing. Listen, I give you nothing but respect.
Do all that shit for the magazine, for my brand. Yes.
I give you nothing but respect for that, bro, for the integrity that y'all presented with the Source magazine. I'm saying when Benzino gave himself 4.5 mics, the integrity started going downhill. I ain't even trying to be funny. It's just the truth.
That's a fact.
That's probably right. But
that's a fact.
That's probably right. I don't know why people say that. Like, that's probably right when it's like actually right and they know it. And they can't just say, yeah, you're right. I guess, yeah, you're right. Like, fuck.
But that could have been fixed. There was other problems.
But I'm still trying to understand, Dave, I'm still trying to understand. You said that they were trying to systematically remove black people from controlling hip hop in the streets, from controlling hip hop. When do you in your timeline think that actually happened?
It started when they killed Tupac. When they assassinated Tupac, that was the beginning of the end for the streets in hip hop, because Tupac was the last person in death row that really had power and was able to stand up to the major labels and dictate shit and be in control of shit. After that, there was a vacuum.
So previous to that, you feel that I'm not. This is not me being funny. I'm asking a real question. You feel that previous to that, the streets and the black people were running what was happening in the hip hop industry?
They weren't running it entirely, but they had way more say and sway. Like I said before, a record had to be stamped in the streets before it could get to any type of mainstream success. You can't deny that. That's just facts.
Do you think
nobody
do
that
you
wasn't
think
stamped by the streets that had any sustained success in hip hop?
do you think that the sort do you think do you think that the Source Awards exacerbated that Tupac and Biggie beef?
The Source Awards, no.
You don't think the Source Awards ceremony?
The Source Awards brought everybody together.
Bro, you sat them like so conflicting with each other, bro.
In one place, the only time it ever happened, brought everybody because I was the one that could bring everybody from every camp together into one room.
So you mean to tell me niggas wasn't walking around in the Source Awards 30 deep with guns on them, and the energy in the air wasn't electric, and niggas didn't know what the fuck was gonna happen next? I mean, all I could base it off is documentaries that I watch. Am I off with that?
Great, but I was there, so you know what I mean. Like it's a little different. But you know, are you talking about the '95 Source Awards? You talking about something else? I mean, the '95 Source Awards. You know,
were there more than one Source Awards?
There was no beefs. There was no violence. Nobody had no fights. Nobody got.
Oh.
Tell me about my fucking neighborhood. Wow.
That's what.
Fuck, man. I don't know if there's what else we got left to. Is this the whole conversation? Oh my god, bro. What a fucking Royce.
Hey, I got a question.
I'll maybe do a video for that one too. Anyways, man, this is 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐓𝐀𝐂𝐓 reporting to you live and direct. Crazy ass information and just allegations and stuff, man. It doesn't I don't know, man. People just I think this is all like it's just arguing, bro. Kinda. Like people are like I don't know if we're pushing I bet you there will be some beef squash and shit through this, but maybe more might be created. I don't know what's going on, but shout out to Nori, shout out to Daz, shout out to Joe, shout out to DJ Head, Mikey, Royce, Meezy, 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐶. Oh, bro, I gotta listen to this. 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐶, shit, bro, what's up? Anyways, back to you on the next video, man. Peace. Subscribe to the channel. Love.
All this work is flawless.